everyone, welcome you back in my geography class. I hope all of you are doing well. So what we are going to start today? Today we will continue with the topic of conventional sources of energy from the chapter Mineral and Power Resources of class 8. In the last video, we have discussed about the power resources, that what do you mean by power resources, which are the types of power resources, and we have discussed about conventional sources of energy, which is one type of power resources, where we discussed about firewood along with its advantages and disadvantages, and we have also discussed about coal, which is a fossil fuel, and we have also discussed the advantages and disadvantages of coal. Today we will continue with the discussion on the conventional sources of energy, where we will know about petroleum, natural gas and hydel power. So let's start with petroleum. So what is the other name of petroleum? It is crude oil. Now what is the color of petroleum? Petroleum is a thick black liquid and the smell of petroleum is very unpleasant. Now let us know that how is petroleum formed? Petroleum was formed from organisms living in the sea. Millions of years ago, algae, phytoplankton, zooplankton and plants lived in the shallow seas. After dying and sinking to the sea floor, the organic material mixed with other sediments and was buried. Over millions of years, absence of air, high temperature and high pressure transformed the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. And this is how the petroleum was formed. So we get to know that how petroleum is formed. So we get to know that petroleum is found by the deposition of the animals, the marine animals like the phytoplankton, the zooplankton, the algae who used to live where? In the shallow sea. Now still now we can find petroleum in vast underground reservoirs where ancient seas were located. So we can say that petroleum is found where? Beneath the ocean floor. Now this is the ocean floor. Here you can see that beneath the ocean floor, this thick black liquid is referred as the petroleum. Now how do we obtain petroleum? That means what is the process by which we extract the petroleum? We extract petroleum by the process of drilling. So by the process of drilling, what we do? We extract the petroleum. So petroleum is called the crude oil. From where it is found? It is found beneath the ocean floor. Here you can see the diagram where this is the ocean floor, and beneath the ocean floor we can see a thick black liquid, that is petroleum. What we do? We extract the petroleum by drilling the petroleum out from beneath the floor of the ocean. Now, so here we can see that we drill out petroleum from the offshore and coastal areas. What do you mean by offshore? Offshore means situated at sea, but at some distance from the shore, and also in the coastal areas. So where the drilling process is carried out, it is carried out in the offshore and in the coastal areas. And then after obtaining the crude oil, so you can see that from here, from the bed of the ocean, the crude oil, ocean floor. So from the bed of the ocean, we obtain the crude oil, and then after obtaining the crude oil with the process of drilling, what we do? We send the crude oil to refineries where the crude oil get refined. Now what is refining? Refining means separation of various compounds from crude oil. So after the crude oil are sent to refineries, there they get refined and they get processed, and from there we obtain different derivatives or different products like diesel, petrol, kerosene, wax, plastic and lubricants. Now all these products have high economic value and they are in great demand. Petroleum is also known as black gold. Why is petroleum known as black gold? Because what is the color of petroleum? It is a thick black liquid. So as because the color of the petroleum is black and it is expensive as gold. Why? Because the petroleum and its derivatives, diesel, petrol, kerosene, wax, plastic, lubricants, all these are derivatives that are obtained from the crude oil. They have high economic value and are in great demand. That means they are very expensive like gold. That is why petroleum is referred as black gold. So why it is referred as black gold? Because petroleum is a thick black liquid. So petroleum is black in color, and petroleum and its derivatives has high economic value. They are in great demand and very expensive like gold. That is why they are referred as black gold. I hope so now everybody will be able to give the answer that why petroleum is referred as black gold. Now in the world, the producers of petroleum are Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. And in India, the producers of petroleum are Digboi in Assam, Bombay High in Mumbai, and deltas of Krishna and Godavari. These are the regions where we will find petroleum deposits in huge amount. Now let us know the advantages and disadvantages of petroleum. Now let us know the advantages and disadvantages of petroleum. The first advantage of petroleum is that petroleum is convenient to transport. It is transported through pipelines, tanker vessels, and you will see that trucks also carry petroleum. And also it is easy to use. Easily we can use petroleum and the derivatives of petroleum that are obtained after refining of petroleum. These are the basis of petrochemical industries. So they provide raw materials for the petrochemical industries. They are relatively energy dense. Yes, they are relatively energy dense, and that is why they are used for different purposes, like for industrial purposes, like petrol, kerosene, plastic, lubricants, all have so high economic value. They are in great demand. Why? Because they are relatively energy dense. Now let us know the disadvantages of petroleum. Exploration is a difficult task. Yes, because only a very low proportion of petroleum and natural gas deposits seeps to the surface. So exploration is a really difficult task and also a very costly task. Depletion of oxygen due to gas leakage or oil spillage. What is oil spillage? Oil spillage means spilling of oil where in the oceans. So depletion of oxygen occurs due to leakage of gas, that is natural gas, and due to oil spillage. It also causes acid rain, and petroleum is costly, as we already know that it is referred as black gold because it is very expensive like gold, and it got high economic value and it is in great demand, so it is very costly. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of petroleum. Now let us know about the next fossil fuel that we will read in this chapter, that is natural gas. Natural gas. The next important fossil fuel is natural gas. Natural gas is found with petroleum deposits. That means beneath the ocean floor from where we obtain the petroleum, the crude oil, there only we also find natural gas along with petroleum deposits. That means when we drill out the petroleum, here in the diagram you can see these are the two drilling machines, and through one pipe we are obtaining crude oil, and through another pipe we are obtaining natural gas. So natural gas is released when crude oil is brought to the surface. So when crude oil is brought to the surface, along with crude oil, natural gas is also released, and natural gas is also brought to the surface along with crude oil. Natural gas can be used as domestic and industrial fuel. For domestic purpose, we use LPG. What is the full form of LPG? The full form of LPG is liquefied petroleum gas. So for domestic purpose, we use liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG, the gas that we use for cooking purpose. As you see that your mother is cooking on a gas stove, from where she is getting the heat? She is getting the heat with the help of LPG, the liquefied petroleum gas. And also these are used as industrial fuel. CNG, which is a very popular eco-friendly automobile fuel, which causes less pollution than coal and petroleum. We use CNG in four-wheelers and even in three-wheelers. Nowadays, with the use of more petroleum products, petrol, kerosene, diesel, we can see that the air pollution is becoming a major concern. So environmentalists and government is trying to reduce the effect of pollution, and so we will see that in many four-wheelers and three-wheelers, instead of petrol, diesel, we will see that they use CNG. So CNG is a popular eco-friendly automobile fuel which causes less pollution. So as it causes less pollution than coal and petroleum, that is why we can see that four-wheelers, three-wheelers are using CNG instead of petroleum and its derivatives. Now coming to the producers in the world. Who are the producers of natural gas in the world? In the world, the producers of natural gas are Russia, Norway, UK and the Netherlands. And in India, natural gas is produced in Jaisalmer, Krishna Godavari Delta, Tripura and in some areas offshore in Mumbai. I hope all of you remember the meaning of offshore that has been already described when I explained you petroleum. So natural gas is found with petroleum deposits released when crude oil is brought to the surface. Here in the diagram you can see that this one is a crude oil, and here through another pipe what is obtained? Natural gas is obtained and it is released along with crude oil. It can be used as domestic and as industrial fuel. CNG is a very popular eco-friendly automobile fuel, and the producers of natural gas in the world and the producers of natural gas in India. Now let us know the advantages and disadvantages of natural gas. Now let us know the advantages of natural gas. The advantages of natural gas are as follows. It is easy to transport. Natural gas is transported through pipelines. So through pipelines, it is easier to transport natural gas. It is cheaper than petroleum and it is cleaner than oil and coal. As we already know that CNG is a popular eco-friendly automobile fuel which cause less pollution than coal and petroleum. So we can say that it is cleaner and less polluting than oil and coal. Now let us know about the disadvantages of natural gas. The disadvantages of natural gas are quite similar to the disadvantages of petroleum. Like number one, exploration is a difficult task. Both petroleum and natural gas, while exploring, it is a difficult task because only a low proportion of petroleum and natural gas deposits seep to the surface. Depletion of oxygen due to gas leakage. Yes, sometimes due to leakage of gas, we will see there is depletion of oxygen. So these are the disadvantages of natural gas. Now let us know about another conventional source of energy, which is hydropower. Now let us know about the hydropower. Now the rainwater or river water is stored in dams. This is a diagram of dams where the rainwater or river water is stored so that the water can be made to fall from heights. Now what is a dam? This is the natural flow of the river. The river flows with a great speed. Now, a barrier or obstruction is created that obstructs the flow of the river water, which will reduce the speed, flow, and magnitude of the river water, and this is referred as the dam. So what is a dam? Dams are barriers that are constructed to cause obstruction in the natural flow of a river. Now you all can see the diagram of this dam. Now how do we obtain tidal power? Let us understand with the help of this diagram. So the falling water flows through the pipes inside the dams. So here we have the pipes from where the falling water flows through. Now here just at the bottom of the dams we will see that turbine. You can see this is a turbine. So a turbine is placed. So what happens? The falling water flows through the pipes inside the dams, and at the bottom of the dam there is a turbine. And what happens when the water falls on the turbine? The plates start moving. As the plates start moving, this turbine is connected to a generator, and this generator produces tidal power, or as we call it, hydroelectricity. So the moving blades that turn the generator to produce electricity, which is called tidal power or hydroelectricity. So what is hydroelectricity? The electricity that is obtained from the river water or the rainwater, which is stored in dams and which are made to fall from heights, and the falling water flows through the pipes inside the dam, and where there a turbine is placed at the bottom of the dam, and the turbine blades start rotating as the water falls, and this turbine is connected to a generator, and the generator produces electricity, and the electricity that is obtained is called hydroelectricity. Now the 1/4 of the world's electricity is produced by tidal power. So 1/4 of the world's electricity is obtained from where? From the tidal power. Do you know that which is the first country to develop hydroelectricity? It was Norway. Norway was the first country to develop hydroelectricity. Now let us know who are the producers of hydroelectricity in the world. They are Paraguay, Norway, Brazil and China. And in India there are important hydel power stations. They are Bhakra Nangal, Gandhi Sagar, Nagarjuna Sagar, Damodar Valley and many more. So what we came to know? We came to know about the hydel power. Now let us know about the advantages and disadvantages of the hydel power. Now let us know the advantages and disadvantages of hydel power. Now coming to the advantages of hydel power is non-polluting. It does not cause any pollution. It is quite cheaper to use. The hydroelectricity is quite cheaper, but it is expensive to set up. It promotes irrigation. The water once used to produce hydroelectricity is again used for irrigation, and the dams which are constructed to produce hydroelectricity, they helps in fishing. They also helps in tourism because a lot of tourists visit different dams for different recreation activities like for fishing or for small picnics. Now coming to the disadvantages of the hydel power. It is expensive to set up. Already I said that it is quite cheaper when we use the hydroelectricity. But starting from the construction of the dams, setting up the turbines, the generators, it is quite expensive. Displacement of local community. When the dams are constructed, the adjoining area, that means the places where dams are built, we will see that the areas which are closer to the dams, that means the villages, the land of the villagers, all get submerged under the water of the dams. So we will see that in that case the lands are not available for farming. There are lack of livelihoods for the villagers who used to live on those areas where the dams are created. So it leads to displacement of local community. Dams which are constructed to produce hydel power inundates low-lying regions. Now, the main purpose of constructing the dam is to store and to hold the rainwater so that it can control flood. But we will see that most of the times the dams fail to control flood. What happens when there is heavy rainfall? The dams release the excess water, and that excess water leads to the submerging of the low-lying regions near the dams. It also affects the wildlife in the river because the flow of the river reduces. So we will see that on the bed of the dams, sedimentation occurs. And due to the sedimentation, the wildlife and plants, they get affected here in the dams. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of dam. So in this video, what we have learned about the conventional sources of energy, the petroleum, natural gas and hydropower. We have also learned about their advantages and disadvantages. I hope all of you understood it very well. Now what you will do, you will read your books and you will also follow the PDF that has been already provided in the description box, which will help in the better understanding of the chapter. If you have any problem or any suggestion, you can comment in the comment box given below. If you like my video and if you feel it is worth watching, do share it with your friends and don't forget to hit the like button. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel and do hit the bell icon to get further notification of my upcoming videos. Till then, take care, stay at your home and keep smiling. Thank you.